Hello, welcome. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a yoga posture called Skandasana. So this is known as the Side Lunge Pose, or also the pose of the War God. So the name of the posture is related to some mythology. So the story goes, it's according to a story from a poem called Kumar Shambhava. It's written by Kalidasa. So in this poem, there's a story of a demon called Taraka who's disturbing the gods, and this demon Taraka has this gift or this boon that he can actually only be killed by Shiva's son. So the goddess Parvati goes to Shiva to get him. However, he is in meditation, and then the Kama, who is known as the god of love, shoots an arrow of desire towards Shiva, and it burns away into ashes as his third eye opens. Now Parvati goes on to marry Shiva and eventually births Kartikeya, which is another name for Skanda. And once he becomes a man, Skanda goes and destroys this demon Taraka. So in this posture, it's like a side lunge. You do left and right. It looks as if you are a warrior that's going to attack. So sometimes the yogis name poses after something that it looks like in nature, but also in this case, the myth of Skanda. So yes, that's a little bit the story behind the name of the posture. There's a few variations of the posture. I'll show you 2 or 3. Now let's see, what are the benefits of this posture? So it stretches your legs quite a lot, especially the adductors and the hamstrings. It strengthens your core, especially in the way that you transition from left and right. It really strengthens different muscles of the core. It helps you to move, to just really be more aware of how you move from transition to from left to right. The transition can sometimes be a little bit challenging for some people depending on your level of strength and flexibility, which you can always, of course, work on. Yeah, so overall the flexibility of your lower body, it also increases the blood flow. So it increases the blood flow in the lungs and even in the head. So it's very stress relieving as there's more circulation. There's also more circulation in the area of the knees and the ankles, which makes that they get kind of flooded with oxygen, and so they get more nutrients in the joints, so to say. What else? It opens up the hips, so it's a great pose to prepare for other hip opening postures, like maybe pigeon or the goddess pose, which I have covered before. Malasana. Hip opening postures. Yeah, you can do Skandasana before that to warm up, and it'll help. Let's see. There's also a few contraindications for this posture. So if you have knee or ankle injury, you should avoid practicing this posture. Also, if you are pregnant, especially in the later trimester, you should avoid this posture, and if you're in the beginning stages of your pregnancy, consult your doctor just before practicing any yoga posture to be safe. And also, if you have an injury in the hamstring, groin, or the hips that you're recovering from, just avoid this posture until you have recovered. Yes, I wanted to mention the chakra activation, of course. So this posture works on balancing the root chakra, Mūlādhāra chakra, and Svādhiṣṭhāna chakra, the sacral chakra. So it works left and right, and because of the position of your legs, you're pulling up energy through the legs, and it's really energizing the pelvic area, activating and balancing those 2 lower chakras. So let's practice Skandasana. How to practice Skandasana? So you would start by coming to stand with your legs wide, as if you were going into Prasarita Padottanasana. And then from there, you will start shifting your weight onto one leg and doing like a side lunge. Let's do this. a side lunge. And now, for some people, like myself, I need more flexibility in the ankles. The heel will come up, and this is actually not going to be good for your knee. So you want to you want the foot to be flat on the floor. And now here you have a few options. You can have the toe pointed up, and you can be with your hands here, so you have the toes pointed up, but you can also have it placed down. Yeah, so my foot is flat on the floor, my legs are active, I'm not like sitting and collapsing, it's very active. And now with your hands, you can have them in Anjali Mudra in front of your heart, pushing the right leg a little bit open, like so. Yes, and now when you want to transition, you come into the middle, take a moment, and then you would come over to the other side, like so. Yes, we have, yeah, so the energy is coming up through the leg, activating here, finding your stability. Now, there is another variation, Utthita, I need to take a peek. Utthita Baddha Parsva Upvesasana. So that's the one where you have a bind, the other variation in this posture. So if you were to want to bind, let's say that you're here, you take one arm around and you see if you can grab it then behind you. Yes, to come out, hands forward and coming forward, hands on the hips and coming up. So in this posture, it's ideal to practice it for the same amount of time on left and right side to keep it balanced. This posture is very popular in Vinyasa yoga because it's quite dynamic, it strengthens the core. It's a pose that also helps you to be more aware of how you transition from posture to posture in the practice, because you know you can do so gracefully, and it's also a fun pose to play around with, especially if you want to increase the flexibility in your ankles. Take your time, don't force it. Also, if you have what I have when the heel lifts, if it's still straining too much to place it flat on the floor, you can put, when you're so, let's say so, you can put a pillow or fold up or roll up your yoga mat under your heel for your heel to be supported if that feels better. So it is important for the heel to be supported. I have seen sometimes, I used to do it like that myself with the heel up until I was also corrected in that it is not safe for the knees. So that being said, that was Skandasana for you today. I hope that you enjoy this posture. May you be well, may you be healthy, may you be happy, and may you be free. Namaste.